Offer on the table, just make sure you bring the pay.
Too much sauce, how I rock. Watch me drip out the lot. Me and Cuz at the spot, rolling pot, loading shots. Got a lot from the block, put in work, then I shop. If you try me for this night, boy, you gon' meet the Glock. Full Nick, riding round, probably one in the top. In my hood, what it is, boy, pull over, stop. If you fuck around, up shots and probably won't stop. This the life I live, pay the price you probably would not. I'm a hot boy, pop a bitch at Modelo time. We just about to drink, you don't need to bring out the wine. Hola mama, see the look at you, yeah, you so fine. I'm a rowdy rough boy, look at Blossom from behind. She couldn't close her mouth.
What is up? It is your gamer, Val Cash, with my other host, Marmar7.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, as you already know, I am Marlon Morgan, aka Marmar7, the self-proclaimed Beast King of Chicago, all-around gaming commentator, advocate for the Chicago gaming community, and disappointer of America. Other than that, how you been, Vile? How you been?
I've been alright. So today is the best day because I got to bring the first and ever special guest, the greatest gamer 00.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
So he is a commentator for fighters. His title means it though. He is the greatest gamer. I played against him in Tekken. I'm not too sure in Street Fighter, but I could already guarantee that he would destroy me in fighters. There is no question about it.
I'm not gonna lie, that kind of makes me want to play against him now.
Hey, man, I'm always down, bro. I'm down, man.
Hey, this is the best part.
Man, so you're a Tekken player? Who you mean?
It's like Lars, I semi Claudio, and then I'm a Noctis main now. The nerfs are too bad, bro. I got the Ora, man.
Alright, I'm a Kazuya main, and then I pocketed Steve.
Ooh.
Yes.
Aha, this is the greatest because I knew you say you're the best in Chicago, and he said he's the best too. So I thought I'd bring two masterminds to one session. You know, it was
funny enough. I mean, because I've been in a part of the shooter world for like the longest time now, and then I've only been dabbling into the fighting game community for about a little over a year now. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoy fighting games. Street Fighter. I also main Ibuki on there. Smash Bros for those who don't consider or do consider it to be a fighting game. I play a variety of characters there.
Yeah, me and Greatest is the same. We don't count it as a fighters. We count it as a platform game. Fighters.
I mean, it's interesting to say because I've heard the argument back and forth on between the two, and I would like to know, Greatest Gamer, what will be your take on it? Like what's your take for a person who's a part of the FGC?
I would say I made a little rant about it. Like there's two sides of it as far as FGC. There's what we define as a fighting game, and then the community in itself. As defining it, yeah, people go back and forth. And personally, because of what I define a fighting game, I don't consider Smash fighting game. But if we loosen it, then sure. And if we loosen it more, then it's like, you know, like Naruto's a fighting game. Call of Duty is a fighting game. If you just whip out knives and it's literally a fighting game by the pure definition, you know? So it's like...
In all honesty, like Call of Duty is so close quarters, it might as well be considered a fighting game.
Right, you get my point. So, but that one's like fine, but that can go on forever. But personally, I would say no, because for me, if it has quarter circles, it's a fighting game. If not, no, that's how I kind of like break down the line. But more importantly, this is what I always stress, which is the main contingency is like the community. The community, like, that's where it's just like, no, it literally isn't. They're two very different communities. They don't get along at all. And that's it. They're, you know, like, and that's just something you can't deny. Like, you have to be in honesty delusional to sit here and be like, oh, I'm a smasher, or oh, he knows who Terry Bogard is. Like, you know, they kind of shoot themselves in the foot. And it's not like we have it before. You know, they'll sit here and I'll look at. I have Smash. Like, I love Smash. As a casual game, I love that game. It's actually one of the best games this generation. But it's not a fighting game, so I don't say it as someone as a hater. I say it as someone who genuinely enjoys the game. And I use Ryu. You picking Kirby and using Ryu, it's a completely different game. It's not even the same game. And they don't even use Ryu, so they can't sit here and say, oh, we're part of the fighting game community. You know? It's like... But that's it. I don't want to get too into it.
It's all good. That's what I like about you, man. I actually made a whole channel dedicated to you, how you are the type of person to go off in rants. And you can literally write a whole essay on it, too. It's amazing. I love it.
But wait, audio's quality good on your guys' end for me?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you sound amazing.
great.
Sweet. Oh, great. Yeah, because it's a Sony headset. Yeah, just making sure.
Okay, cool,
Sweet.
cool. So today, I just want to do a topic here. So I was assigned to watch a horror movie. I was supposed to watch one every week. I actually managed to watch two because of
Got it.
oh, nice.
Hey, there we go.
Because we missed last week episode, and it was just we've been very busy. And I see you checking out the headset I gave you on that one day.
Yeah, of course.
So
Not
I
bad, man. Not
watched
bad.
The Ritual, which was an alright movie. I watched that on Netflix, and then last night was it last night? Or was it? Yeah, it was last night. I watched The Witch, and I mean not The Witch, The Thing, and it was an alright movie.
Hey, yo, what, bro?
Have
That's
you
like,
watched
wait, did you
All
watch the
right.
remake or the original? Which
The
one? There's two
original.
of
I
them.
watched the original. I didn't want to watch the
Aw.
remake. I figured.
All right, fair enough. No hate, but
Oh,
see,
what?
look, me and him are like, bro, what's wrong with you?
It's cause like it's cool. Don't get me a lot. I like it a lot. It's just that one part with the dog being trapped with the other dogs. I'm like, oh man, I do have a heart for animals, so that's
Well,
pretty
that's fair.
tough. Cause
I have a
Oh
heart.
man, all's fair in love and war in horror movies. It's all fair game.
that's mad.
What's that? You
Facts.
got a small toddler and a bunch of carpies running around? Well, be prepared to have your small child eaten.
Oh Lord. Nah, bro. See, nah. You got me there. I have a fondness for children, so you got me effed up there, dude.
Nah, man. The Jurassic Park novel, man.
Oh my,
really
the
classic
novel.
moment.
Do you enjoy watching horror movies, Greatest?
Yeah, I do. I just feel like they're bad. You guys heard of Foundflix? I actually go to his channel. He reviews horror films, and I just go to him to basically get a synopsis of horror films, so I don't have to spend my money. And only a handful are actually good. Like he just goes in on how garbage they are. Like they are. They're just bad. They like. I mean, that's a whole nother subject.
All right.
But
Well,
yeah,
for me,
I
I actually do love horror movies. I grew up with horror movies. Like, I freaking laugh at them all the damn time because obviously,
Cool.
like, the best part about them is the amount of stupid people that are in the movie. And, like,
That is true.
like, the
See, look, he's already
ratio
dying,
between
bro.
stupid and smart people is, like, extremely high. It's like, you know immediately who's the next person who's gonna die. Once they say, like, a couple of certain things, you're like, yeah, you're dead. I don't care what you say. Oh, let's go to this warehouse with the chainsaws. Like really? You're gonna
See,
go?
that's not white people. That's not white people shit there, dude.
That's why I love a lot of these movies because the majority of them are usually just a bunch of white people. Like, hey, let's go over there, and all the black people are like, see ya.
Okay, so The Conjuring and then the Insidious. Those are the two movies I got confused on. Like I like they're so similar to each other in my opinion. And then have you ever watched a horror movie called Splice?
Hell no.
I have it. It's there.
It's
It's there.
it was awful. I watched it when I was like probably 9 years old with my cousin and stuff.
It's a spiritual successor to the what was it? The Species franchise, where
Oh.
they essentially grow like their own little like half alien, half human creature that kind of like changes its sex during the like spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen the movie that's been out since like
Right.
2009 or something like that. But yeah, basically it's like it kind of turns into like a weird love story later on, and
Yeah.
it just gets real.
It was the love
stupid.
part that got disgusting.
Yeah, because it's like, oh yeah, this alien's gonna have sex with basically its mother and father, and it's like, oh okay, so
oh hell
we're inciting
no.
incest in this movie. Yeah, it gets
What
real
is this
stupid.
anime ass shit? No.
You wish
It's some B grade anime ass shit, like for real.
And then right after that, I watched the Initial D live action.
Deja vu. Wait, there's a live action of it?
Yeah, it's like 2005. They made a live action. It's on Netflix if you want to check it out. It was fire. Okay, the world itself is 100% the anime, dude. Like every detail. It's like making if a video game developer makes Chicago, right, and get every street correct, including the buildings.
Well, to be fair, the anime itself is actually based on a real life location, and it's loosely based on the story of like the person who actually came up with drifting. because it actually did come from like the mountains of Japan and shit, which I always thought was super dope. But instead of like having like a shop where he's like selling tofu, it was actually a couple of fishermen that ended up trying to find easier ways to try to go from to and from work, which is pretty interesting. You know,
Wow.
they're like, you know what, I'm just gonna swing my car around all these corners. How about that?
Yeah, that's savage.
Ah, I didn't even
Hell
know
yeah.
that.
Interesting. Me
I
either.
thought the two food was the story.
Nah, man.
Ah,
The tofu thing, they just kind of put a little bit of a twist to it because it's like, oh yeah, this kid's been delivering stuff since he's like a young kid in this car for some weird reason, and he's super good at going around every single corner and like using the ducks and all this other crazy shit.
Deja vu.
Which I love. That's like one of my favorite animes. Honestly, it's super dope.
Initial D. The D's not for dick.
Well, depending on who you're asking, because
Oh,
usually if you're asking the chick, if she wants to go for that initial D, then she's probably looking for that D.
that's a good one.
Shoot. Alright, so what do you guys think about? Have you guys heard about Luna, the Amazon cloud gaming service?
Hell no.
Nah.
Trash. Xbox Game Pass for life.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not. I have a PC and PlayStation. And I have to agree with that. Xbox Game Pass is tight.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Game Pass is on PC as well, man, which is
Right,
even more
exactly.
dope. I actually been telling a lot of people that still want to go to like, oh man, I like the Game Pass, but then I just have a PC and a PlayStation. I'm like, bro, you can get Game Pass on the PC, like right there. That already solves your problem.
Do you ever think that?
So you can keep PlayStation and you go the Game Pass on your PC. And life's perfect.
It is. But you were saying, Vile?
You think PlayStation would ever actually let Xbox Game Pass go on PlayStation?
I feel like no, because seeing how stingy they were about crossplay, I don't see it.
But would you
Oh,
think
they're
that
so terrible.
with the great as an offer would be the PlayStation Plus collection goes over to Xbox? I find that as a better deal because then they would have to pay 60 a month. I mean a year, 60 a year.
I really don't see Sony at all doing anything like that. Like
think
they're
right.
really stingy on their IPs. They're really stingy. Like people get upset for the fact that a lot of their IPs move in the PC, and everyone's like up in arms about it right now. Like what? Horizon Zero Dawn's going to PC? Like they go
Right? I don't get. I'm like, bruh. Or Yakuza or Neo. I'm like, bro, those are like the greatest games of the generation. I want people to enjoy it, bro. It shouldn't be just stuck on PlayStation. What's wrong with y'all?
Sure.
I mean, the weird thing is, like, we're having the conversation about PlayStation being stingy, but then Nintendo's exists, and they
Oh.
always been stingy on their stuff.
Hey,
Well-
man. All I'm gonna say is there's a reason I emulate their stuff and not the other two consoles.
That's true.
I mean, they're gonna hand over something one day, maybe at least.
Yeah, maybe I can see that.
Cause in the future we all gotta work together to go against these businesses
Streaming
like
services.
streaming services.
Yeah,
What are you
because no,
talking about,
Xbox,
man?
Xbox and Sony are going pretty hard. We're going pretty hard against Google Stadia. Like this is like the least stingiest I've seen Sony. It's weird. They're like, nah, bro, we can't let this guy get in our way.
Cause it's trash, honestly. Like even
It
for an
is.
average consumer, it's not even good for them, man. They're tripping.
Right, bro.
That's
We
why.
need your internet to not be weak. I'm like, bro, but I'm poor as hell. Well, shit, don't get Stadia. Then shit, what's the point of Stadia?
Oh hell no.
Man, I went out, I got me a Google Stadia, and I'm able to play all of these games. Who are you playing with?
Damn, that's
Why are you
that's,
trying to make fun of me, man?
do they actually have an online service?
Yes.
Oh, they do.
I mean,
Oh,
yeah.
I wasn't for sure. I wonder how their friend list looks. You know,
Hey, for real.
that's what I'm curious.
I have a
about.
buddy of mine I could text to see what he says about it. I
Yeah.
mean, he's one of those early adopters to the Stadia, and the moment he told me that, I just laughed in his face for like 20 minutes.
Heck no. That's why.
I said, bro, man, I went out and got Stadia, man. It's freaking cool. I like the controller. I couldn't
Yeah.
help but laugh.
Bro, that's like the equivalent of me getting a Switch and saying, "Oh man, I like the screen, bro." That's like one hundredth of the entire system, bro.
Oh man, I don't know. That's great though. I mean, I was trying to make
I mean,
shirts to go against
go ahead,
it.
go ahead.
Yeah, I got some merch. If people don't like Stadia, I got that one out. I'm gonna wait to Luna release, and then it's gonna say F Luna. So you know, you guys, hey, with the star too, just for those people who's respectful to the public, you know, and those who's disrespectful, you know, I removed the little star, but they use, so it's all.
The F star star.
Yeah.
Clever.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna lie, because going into the conversation of Stadia and Luna, I feel like as a consumer, it's really it's geared toward the people that aren't as big of gamers as we are. Like we go out and we buy the consoles and that we get our own PC. For the people who are like more like Android users or like they're playing games on their tablet or whatever, I feel like that's more so for them, so that they kind of feel like there's an even better middle ground for them to be like, oh yeah, I play Destiny 2 as well, like I can play it on here and on my Google Stadia.
I mean, here's my thing. Here's what I think. Like you said, yeah, I was thinking that it's like in a middle ground that nobody asks for, and it serves for nobody. Because here's the thing, like, okay, cool. Like I mentioned before, okay, like you said, maybe it's for people who are Android users or something. Like, but those people, they're fine with what they want. They don't really care about playing this stuff, and they'll only do it because it's convenient and cheap. Stadia doesn't fit those bills because you need, again, like it's not the most convenient, and second of all, like the internet, like people who buy consoles, why they don't buy PCs is because they don't have the money and they don't have that good internet. So this is obviously not for them. This is kind of who it markets. Like, oh, you don't have too much here, but because of the internet, it doesn't suit them. Then people who do have the kind of money for the internet, they just have a PC. This is literally for nobody. That's the biggest problem for Stadia. It's catering to a market that doesn't exist. That market doesn't exist. There is not people right now who are poor and have internet that makes Bill Gates cry. No, you need that kind of internet for Stadia, but we don't have like public Wi-Fi or not public Wi-Fi, but like Obama said, here everyone gets free internet and it's not garbage. That never happened, and I don't see it happening. So Stadia is literally for a market that does not exist. It just that's the thing. Like when you really look at it, it's like, okay, is this for people who don't play that much, like you said, and maybe they don't feel like it, but it's like, oh, the main limiting factor, internet. Bro, people barely have the money. They look at $40 a month and like, oh, that's too much. I'm like, $40, bro, I pay twice that. You know? And I can barely use Stadia. Like I use PS Now and that thing tweaks every 20 seconds. So it's like, you get what I'm saying? Like I pay for good internet and I still have to sit here and be like, oh man, is PS Now gonna tweak on me today? Oh, you know?
Well, I mean,
like, nah.
It is up to the person to look at the speed requirements to make sure that it runs. That's what Stadia didn't do, but then Amazon knew what their mistakes, so that's why they actually released their capability to make sure that everybody has good experience.
Wow, so you're telling me a feature that PS Now had for over 6 years, and Stadia didn't even have that?
Oh,
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
The crazy thing about that, because now that you mention it, because I do remember Amazon does have like their own like gaming developer division now, and I can imagine like their own like, oh yeah, we have exclusive titles on Luna coming out, and it's like, oh, that's cute
God.
because no one's gonna play them at all.
You're right. I totally forgot about their own game studio. But you see,
yeah, didn't they announce that like about a month and a half ago or something like that?
Nah, it's been in the works since last year. But because they made a few new games for it on the Xbox, like that I forgot what game from now, but for the next Xbox there's gonna be a New Worlds, I think it was called. So that's made by Amazon. Yeah. Cause I was like, how many games have they made already? I never knew about this, and then they made like 8 games, I think.
Yeah, but a lot of their games, like, let's be honest, a lot of them is going to involve a heavy amount of microtransactions.
Oh.
I mean, sadly enough, that's pretty much been plaguing our community or the gaming industry for like the past, 10, 12 years now?
Right. No, it has.
Nah, you're right. But I feel like it's less aggressive, to be honest, because like everybody's trying to be consumer friendly, anyways.
Oh yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. The switch to basically giving every game like a season pass or whatever, so then people can sort of gradually get the things that they would like to get, has been a better thing than, oh yeah, we're just gonna make you pay for all this stuff from the get go. Like that's a little ridiculous.
Yeah, you're right. So, Greatest, what you been up to? I know you stream a lot, you post a lot of YouTube videos, but is there any new big projects you're gonna be working on?
Man. Well, I'm trying to get a lot of editing out of the way, so that's the main project I'm gonna get out. But I'm trying to think. Like I did have something going. I actually barely started getting into the development. I think I mentioned before, right? The game. I wanted to make a fighting game, so I started doing that. That might take a way longer, so that I feel it's a bit too early to call it on that.
So you making it from scratch, right? So like,
Yes.
do you know how to program or what?
No, I'm learning. That's the thing.
Oh, you're learning. Okay, so like you going to school for it, or are you just doing self-learning?
Self-learning stuff.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
That's dope.
So basically, yeah, no. So you're right. So what I'm doing is I'm starting the self-learning process to eventually one day make that game.
All right, that's amazing. I
Yeah,
hope
yeah.
that
No,
goes
the
through.
main thing I got. Oh, yes, actually, no. Here it is. So I will be. I'm going to be doing a Halloween thing for all of next month. So I'm going to be playing only horror games all next month. That's the thing.
Okay, hey, that sounds fire. All right, I can't wait to see that.
Ooh, favorite horror game.
Does Resident Evil count?
Okay.
I mean, okay, listen, okay, that's survival horror. We're talking horror. Oh, Silent Hill, hands down.
Oh, okay, definitely. All right, now we definitely talking about
Yeah.
the good right there. I actually love like Silent Hill 1 and 2 to me, like playing them back to back, especially like they're damn near perfect to me. So freaking amazing.
Yeah, so I mean, when I do the horror thing for all next month, it'll be like loosely anything as long as there's some boogla, I'll count it. You know.
I think mine was
If there's
Evil.
guns, I don't care.
My fault.
Oh, Evil Within. You good.
So I think mine was Evil Within. I think I watch YouTubers play horror games. I don't play it, obviously. Because there was a part where this killer he kills them and then he captures it with the photo, so he keeps replaying it, and he treats his kills like it's art. You know. I don't know.
Dude, the Evil Within is pretty good. Like it's like probably like my top 3 horror series has to be Silent Hill, Resident Evil, and Evil Within. So I don't blame you.
Okay.
The horror within. I also call it the horror within. But yeah, no, Evil Within. I feel like it's underrated almost. Like everybody talked about it like online, and then nobody talked about it anymore. What's wrong with it?
Everybody finished it.
It's that idea that you know how everyone is in the community. Like everyone has like ADHD. The moment like something else comes out, they immediately jump to the next thing.
That's so true. I hate them. That's why I don't like them, bro. I can't call those people gamers, man. Like I'm sitting here in the year 2020 playing a game from the PS1 era. Like, yo, this is hype.
Hell yeah, man. Oddly enough, one of the more recent franchises that I actually enjoy, or actually I'm downloading it right now as we speak, the Dead Space series. Downloading 1 right now, 2 right after. I'm not going to play 3 because it's trash, and I remember it being trash when it first came out, so I'm not touching it.
I mean, for me, Dead Space 3 is just really, really fun, especially if you have co-op. Like, if you're coming into it expecting like Dead Space 1 or 2, you'll be pretty disappointed.
The weird thing for me was, it felt like a weird, dumbed down version of Mass Effect at the time for me. Like, because it kind of had like the same type of mechanics in a way, but then at the same time, it was like.
No, for me, I can totally agree because they just basically got rid of like using your brain for ammo management because every gun uses the same type of ammo, so it's like, oh, it didn't matter. I mean, it allowed for flexibility. That's the fun of it, but it's like there was no point in like oh, I can do whatever I want. I'm gonna have flamethrowers, a magnum, a shotgun. You didn't have to worry about not fighting for that weapon because everything uses the same thing.
The one thing that was really good that they did for the game was co-op. They did co-op, and that I actually did enjoy the co-op a little bit.
Yeah, no, I'd say without the co-op, the game, I mean, it's cool, but no, play co-op.
Oh, hold up, you're starting to break up a little bit.
Yeah, I was about to mention.
Yeah. Is it good now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I never got into those series, but I know my cousin was addicted to them back in the day.
Dead Space 1 is on Game Pass.
Okay, yeah, I'll probably play it. I guess I'll download that tonight. I'll play it this October.
I'm waiting for tomorrow because apparently Doom Eternal is going to be on Game Pass tomorrow.
Is it not already? Oh no, I was looking at the movie. The movie Doom.
You guys hear that Doom's also going to be one of the games they're going to upgrade for free on PS4 for the PS5?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
okay.
Alright. Continue on with our conversation.
I never played them either, so I'm not planning to play them either. But
Hey.
I will play Dead Space because I did want to play that game. So now knowing that I don't have to pay for it in a way, it's good.
Actually, now that I think of it, once EA Play hits in November, then you're going to be able to download Dead Space 1, 2, and 3, so you'll be able to play it throughout the whole series. I kind of wish they would just release it now in Game Pass, just for October.
Oh, that would
Because,
make
I mean,
sense.
hell, man, tis the season. Tis the season to be
Right,
scared
right.
shitless.
And you know what? On that subject, I will say, like, I'm generally not a big fan of horror games because, like, horrors generally it comes down to just being some generic white dude who can't fight back, fighting against like literally ghosts and stuff. And I'm like, nah, bro, that's just terrifying, bro. I don't like things I can't punch. And then and here's the thing, and then the suspense is so good, and then like the jump scare, I'm like, nah, bro, I feel like I'm gonna have heart attacks, dude. And here's what I hate: the puzzles, man. You want to put puzzles on top of being chased by like a ghost or something? And I'm like, no, bro, no. Like the puzzle pisses me off. I'm scared to my ass. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'll just watch other people do it. And I already still get terrified watching them.
Oh man.
But I figured I'll do a couple for a game. I mean, man.
I felt that when I played Don't Knock Twice, and I still like I literally YouTube on how to do it, and then I'm like I don't know if I went through that area or not, and then I know there's a jump scare, but then I still get scared. It's like nah, I'm good. I can't. It's a good game. It was a good game for me to not finish. Oh man.
You know what? I'm kind of curious, Greatest Gamer, because for you being a commentator at that I think this would be a good time to sort of bring up this conversation because obviously live events are not happening at all because of specific sickness from an unspecified region.
Right. Unspecified.
Like I have to ask, like, in your opinion, from the past several months, like, how has it been to kind of have like this drought within the FGC, not being able to have like any of these tournaments happening? Because I know right when it was closing down, what was the one that was getting hyped up? It wasn't CEO. It was it? I think so.
I think Evo because Evo was right around the corner. Or no, Combo Breaker.
Yeah,
That's
Combo
what was
Breaker.
right.
There we go.
Well, so here's what I can say so far. Like, I was a mainstay like for the low kick esports guys, and then I became more like a backup one after a while because we start to get more other people opportunities, and I can only show up right. So it's funny because online people started doing tournaments and commentating. Like, you guys don't know who Saint Cola is. He's one of our guys, right? He actually got to commentate for CBT. Like, he got Big Boy League, you know. And so the thing is, it gave commentators a great opportunity. You know, but the problem I couldn't is because I was just busy with work, you know? Like, I work every day. Like, I'm right now, you know, I'm just grooming or whatever, but, like, I can't commentate without having a screen in front of me. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. Like, yeah, like, obviously, like, it gives more opportunity to just anybody, right? Because sometimes you can't just show up to events. So it gave great opportunity to people. So that's one thing. As someone who, you know, who is a wee bit in the field, right? And what was the other thing you said, too? Because you were just saying, from my perspective, just overall, right?
Yeah, just overall from your perspective for everything.
Right.
How's everything been going? And I'm pretty sure, like everyone else, you know, you miss it just as much as everyone else. That man.
Right. So yeah, okay. I covered the whole like. There is pluses, like people like people who couldn't before now they can. So that is a plus. There is a plus to all this. But the thing that has been kind of bad is like people are truly trying to start up locally, right? And it's. There's like two sides. I feel like people like trying to but they're not.
Whoa, hold on. You're starting to break up again. You're breaking up hard.
Okay. How about now? Is it good?
All right. You sound better. You sound much better now. You're not robotic.
Give me a minute.
Okay.
How about now? I gotta fiddle with it.
Oh yeah, now you good right now.
Technical difficulties. It's because the headset port on my phone is trash.
Nah.
Do you remember?
Game. Godzilla, damn it.
All I know is that let's say if it didn't happen, right, and we all went to ASIN, I guarantee you would have met him in person because he'd be commentating for the Tekken.
You know, because he ended up mentioning low kick. I'm pretty sure we've passed by a couple of times. Because
Yes,
we, I
actually,
mean, we
yeah,
like.
Wait, he said, "I actually
No,
have."
because we've. Yeah, because I mean, we've had low kick like work with us over there at GameWorks and everything during some of our events and stuff. So
Oh, okay. So yeah, you. I don't know how you fixing your mic, but like it was a little like literally like a split of a second where it sounded like you were had that background noise so compressed.
it's like he's trying to
just
beat
had it
someone to
fixed,
death.
bro. But yeah, you guys keep going, and I'll get back to what I was saying. Let me just fix this thing.
All right, cool.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, just from my perspective, from everything that once everything shut down, it kind of got a little crazy because everyone was like, "Yeah, man, it's only gonna last like a few weeks, whatever," and then obviously it didn't. So to see a lot of these big events, to see Combo Breaker close down, I was getting hyped for it, man. Like everyone over at GameWorks was getting real hyped for it. FGC Mondays, like every time somebody would come over, everyone would start talking about Combo Breaker and like the crazy hypeness that was gonna end up happening from there. Evil, obviously, for it being the way how it was, like everyone's pretty hyped for that. And of course, the controversy that happened with that was a whole other story right there. Man, I still can't even believe all that stuff even happened. Like, there was so much craziness going on within the FGC during the pandemic that it kind of felt like it was a pandemic within a pandemic. It was kind of crazy.
Heck nah.
Like, not even kidding, man. Like, oh man. I could just imagine like all the crazy controversies that started coming out. A lot of people who were getting called out on a lot of crazy accusations that apparently were talked about in some circles. Like, hey, man, these people are kind of sus. But then no one really brought up to a big effect until, well,
It was like Among Us.
yeah.
Yo,
Right, thanks for bringing that up. I ranted about that as well, particularly for the Smash community, but again, not gonna
man.
get too into that.
yeah, because that happened like 2 months ago, and we all want to make sure that we're still aware, but then not totally forget it, because in case you ever witness any suspiciousness, any sus imposters out there. But
The crazy thing is
yeah,
with that
hopefully
situation
you
as
guys are
well,
able to get back.
because wait, yeah, we can actually hear you now. So you can go right back into it then.
No, you
Wait, oh damn, you're still
no,
breaking up. Damn it.
yeah, I thought it was fixed. Wait,
Wait, is it good now or no?
nah.
It's like it goes in and out.
Dang. I think I may know what. How about now?
Oh,
Is
man.
it better?
Much
Okay.
better, yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's because when my it's if I put the phone in the pocket, it's like, oh, signal's lost. I think that's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
All right, it should be good now. But what were you saying? Sorry, finish up what you were saying.
Oh no, like bringing up the whole Smash community situation when you start like they started calling out content creators, they started calling out like commentators, they like everyone was started like, hey, this person, and like it was just wild. It was wild to even see. It was interesting that a lot of this stuff has been going on in the background, and a lot of people did know about this stuff, but then it just stayed silent for such a long time until people decided, hey, you know what, this situation's going on. This is my time to come out and actually say something. Like the one that really kind of threw me off completely was Zero, and I mean, I don't really want to get too much into like the whole thing with him right there, but like, you know, watching his like all of his stuff and what he's done for the Smash community, and then suddenly, like when this ended up dropping, like at first when you heard about it, you're like, nah, man, I can't believe it, man, I can't believe it. This is gonna be like another one of those situations. Because there were a couple people that were called out and it was untrue, and I'm glad that ended up getting fixed too, man, because that was crazy. But then when more information started coming, I was like, damn, man, like this is a giant blow to the Smash community. Like it was insane.
But yeah, no, that was crazy. But I knew it's funny when we were bringing all that stuff up. I was actually in Japan when this went down, bro. Like literally the second I landed and I went to the hostel, I was on my phone and I was like, wait, what's this Corona stuff? What is it? A new beer? Like I literally like that's exactly what I thought. So and when I was at Evo Japan, so that's the funny thing. Evo Japan was the last event FGC wise to happen, and I happened to be there, so I'm very grateful for that. Bro, even though it wasn't in Japan yet, everybody was wearing masks at the event, bro. And that's what I was looping back to what, before it cut off and everything, I was talking about, I feel like the FGC is very responsible with how we're handling this, because I've seen very good ideas on how they should start up, but even some people are like, you know what, it's too early for this, and I think that's fine. And then we have on the other half that some people are just like, nah, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like they're being a bit mean about it, but I think at the same time, like, we can't take this too lightly. So that's what I've seen, at least from Twitter, that people are either like, they're being very, very smart about it. Like, they have really great ideas, and they're like, oh, no more than this. Like, I think they're approaching it right. And then the other ones are just saying, no. But I don't know. That's just me. I feel like they're being a bit too harsh. Like, they're saying, oh, we're not going to have events until 2021. I'm like, or not 2022. I'm like, bro, okay, look, bro, that's too. I don't know about you.
Yeah, 2022 is a little too long.
Right.
Honestly, from what I've been seeing from my perspective, the FGC has been doing a really great job on still handling events online and making sure everyone's responsible enough to like not throw crazy events, as opposed to within the shooting community or Call of Duty specifically, that I like to call out, because they had their own secret events here and there. And you see multiple people, like there were videos all over the place like a few months back where like, oh man, all these kids are all sitting next to each other, no one's wearing a mask, everyone's like completely unsafe. And it was already told by like the people running the tournament. They're like, oh no, there's no tournament going on, there's nothing happening. Next thing you know, like 10 minutes later, there's this kid like live streaming the actual event happening. And then they ended up getting a lot of flack for that. I'm actually still following the guy on Twitter just because, I don't know, man. Whenever something sus comes up, I at least get to see it from right there. So,
heck nah. The way how you said it.
Because, man, people are trying to get like a quick buck on everything, man. And it's like, look, I get it. Like, you want to be able to be like, oh man, look, we're the responsible ones. Look how we ran everything. Look how everyone was safe, and then no one was safe. Everyone was hella close to each other. It looked like a usual event, like, oh yeah, nothing's happened whatsoever. We don't know what coronavirus is, like nothing's going on. But it was kind of messed up,
right?
It was even like a couple months after when everything shut down. It even happened still.
They had
because I remember it ended up happening. Yeah, man, they were having crowds still, man.
It was
insane.
I didn't know. I could have sworn it was.
I think I still have the videos saved up. If I do, I'll go ahead and send them to you. Pretty sure you can probably find them on YouTube as well.
Yeah, I was about to say.
But yeah, man, this whole situation basically turned into, it comes down to responsibility, where you want to be able to have good events for everyone, but at the same time, you want to be as safe as humanly possible. And if you're just going to completely disregard everything and like, yeah, we don't have to worry about like coronavirus is done with, whatever, like nothing that is ever going to really happen. You're really putting a lot of people in danger from doing that situation. Like, look, right now, we're having colleges right now over on the West Coast from all these kids having all these huge like dorm parties and all this other crazy stuff. Like, people are getting fined. People are getting warrants for arrest. Like, this is some serious stuff, and I'm glad that they're doing that now. But man, people need to be a little more smart about this. Like, the smarter we are, the easier we'll be able to get back into normalcy.
Right, and that's why I'm honestly afraid that I won't be able to even have Japan, because Japan straight up just like to the US, they're like, nah, you guys are a problem. We're not letting any of you guys in. And that's what sucks. I am almost in my mind now, like, yeah, people are saying 2022. I'm thinking like, I guess no Evo Japan for me, man. Whack. Yeah, and I will say for sure. Oh no, you can go.
I mean, don't you think they might do like a virtual event, maybe?
But that kind of that defeats the purpose for sure. At least for Evo Japan, But my whole thing, like, I will say, like, yeah, I brought up the positives, and then you guys brought up a lot of the points I wanted to bring up myself. So well said on your guys' end. But one thing I'd say for sure, for me, I like the opportunity, but it's been bad because I haven't been able to take opportunity from it. And more importantly, I hate online. Like, for me, when I heard Evo I'm like, I did not care. I'm like, there's a reason we have locals. Like, I just, you can ask Vile. Like, I detest online, bro. I absolutely hate it.
he hates when people use Wi-Fi. He wants people to be using the lines.
I don't know. I don't blame him. Like I really hate playing like a fighting game online, especially like that is quite possibly the worst possible online you can play through. Like,
And
it is
here's
so
the
terrible.
thing. I will say that thanks for bringing up the whole Wi-Fi thing too. Is like I feel thanks to the whole that because Tekken 7 is getting an update where you can see if people are wired or not, which is great. I feel like this is giving an opportunity for developers to take rollback serious. But here's the thing: even with rollback wired, it doesn't beat local. It just does not. It will never beat it. That's the crazy
no,
reality.
I mean-
if I could go wire, I would go wire, but there's just no way,
And that's fine. I think if you want, I'm not gonna put people on a cross because they
Oh
play
yeah,
Wi-Fi. No. But,
I know what you mean.
but you can't.
Oh,
come in here-
but at the same time, there's gonna be people who are like, "Oh, you're on Wi-Fi? See ya."
I mean, yeah, that's me. I'm
mean,
saying,
yeah.
you want to play Wi-Fi? That's fair. Just don't get mad when I don't play. It's fair. Same if you play in Asuka. No, I'm leaving.
And I know a lot of
Yeah.
people try to bring up that argument. It was like, "Well, my internet's fast enough on my Wi-Fi. Like, I never really lag at all." And it's like, bro.
See, here's the problem. People like. Here's the thing. This is what I don't like. Like you said, people need to be smart. Here's the problem. Like, especially calling out Americans. It's like they're just not. They're not. Like they. Like how. Like here's a great example. Like the whole Wi-Fi. Like, wait, do you work for IT? Do you take apart computers? I'm like, oh, then how are you gonna tell me how Wi-Fi works? That's the problem. It's like they genuinely have no idea how this works, and they're gonna sit here confidently. No, bro. My Wi-Fi's good. Or 4G, 5G towers cause corona. Like, wait, you do realize signals and viruses are two very different fields of science, right? Like, this is a great example. It's like me telling a mechanic to go do a surgery on my cousin. Like, bro, those are two very different fields. They do not correlate, and it's the same thing.
You're right. Heck yeah.
Like that.
It's a different type.
I don't know,
but
man.
anyway.
My little brother's such a motorhead. I kind of feel like that might be one and the same.
But here's the thing. At least you stopped and thought. You used your brain cells. They're not using brain cells, bro. But yeah, no.
The thing that really got me were a lot of the older people that were going with that whole 5G is causing coronavirus. Like,
They're
that
just boomers.
We laugh so hard.
Boomers, bro. They're old people. They don't know anything. They have an excuse in my opinion. But if you're my age,
they get an
bro.
excuse. They live longer. You expect them to have more experience.
Like, you've experienced more life. Come on now.
True.
Like, I
fair
did
enough,
ask, look at my parents. I'd be like, look, no.
Well, fair enough. Right. Like, we'll still give them smack. Don't get me wrong, but at least I could be like, oh, they're just old. Like, that's literally the reason they're being idiots. They're just old.
I guess.
They don't like anything new. That's just literally
that's
like.
true. I forgot
That's old
about
people.
that sometimes.
They'll be like 5G tower. I don't like them. I'm gonna blame her.
I'm not gonna lie, the majority of the people that are in that level usually they get a lot of their information from like Facebook posts. Which, by the way, I really hate Facebook for that so much. That's why I'm hardly on Facebook. I only post up memes on Facebook and then like text my mom and tell her like, why are you messaging me on Facebook? You have my phone number. Just text
You know what? My mom does the same thing, dude.
That is hilarious.
I don't mind because I'm on my computer more than my phone, so it actually makes sense in my situation. And she sends me stuff like how to print and stuff, so it makes sense for me. But yeah, sorry about that, Val.
Oh no, it's all good. I was just gonna say it's like they probably want to feel young, They want to keep up with the latest thing, So
You know what? I think that's absolutely true, bro. That
definitely is.
And I don't blame them.
No.
I don't judge. I would.
Oh wow!
It.
Speak of the devil. Oh man, I'll check the message later. I got
this
no
isn't
time
in
for
live. How did she know?
She's probably gonna be messaging me. I ended up sneezing. Are you thinking about me? Like, oh god.
Hell no, bro.
Oh man.
Oh man. You know what? What's something else I was actually thinking about? You know what? Go ahead. I'm thinking about what subject I wanted to bring up.
All right, greatest. I have a question for you. Would you greatest?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What would it take for you to play on Xbox?
I mean, I have played before. Or do you mean like what would make me go out and buy one?
Yes.
Well, I mean, so far they're halfway there. They support 120 frames. They have good backwards compatibility. If anything, I'm extra salty that PlayStation 4 doesn't have it. And I don't know. Like, I feel like if they just had exclusives, It's hard because here's the thing. The main reason I don't go over to Xbox, like, I really don't want one. Like I'm just sitting here like that's a great question. Cause literally, like I'm just like I don't want an Xbox. I really don't. You know, I only wanted it for KI and Gears, right? So, but it's like the main reason I still stick with Sony, even though they've got me annoyed, is like they have the Japanese exclusives. That's the main reason Sony always wins. Like people don't realize, like unless you're like a true weeb, you'll be like, oh man, but Sony doesn't. You know, people are like, oh I don't like those, and then like, oh yeah, Gears, you know, Xbox is better. We got Gears, Halo. You know, that's what they always say, but I'm like, those are 3 games. Like, you know, Japan has like 1,000 exclusive games. Like, wait, are you serious? Like, dude, I've been in Japan, bro. Like, some of these are only in Japanese. Like, oh, they're well, time to learn Japanese, bro. They're that good. I'm willing to learn a whole language to play this game. And that's the main reason I will always stick to like Sony. It's like when you go to Japan, you start like, bro. Like, I have a game from Japan that's exclusively only for the PlayStation, and it's in all Japanese. And that game is great. It's actually one of my favorite games. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, you already know. I'm not gonna get into why I think Japanese developers are better, but that's the main reason. Like, if Microsoft can get some great Japanese developer support, then I'll buy an Xbox.
I mean, they are working
that's
on
all,
it.
That's all they need. I think they're doing a good job. They have strides, but the other thing is I just don't have money. You know, like it's not that I don't want one. It's just like I don't want one. That makes sense.
I mean, the number one thing you can obviously bring up now is the fact that a lot of their games are going to be hitting PC anyway, especially their exclusives. Right. So even if they end up getting brand new exclusives, like hey, I can also get on a PC too. So that already settles it right there.
And that's what killed it, because I was willing to buy an Xbox. Oh, I want to play KI. And then it's on PC. I'm like, my whole purpose for buying this box is gone.
Yeah.
You know, like...
I wanted to hear those words. It's just amazing.
Yeah, so, I mean, no hate on them, man, but just... I mean, I will say I bought a Switch, and I actually hate the Switch over the Xbox. So, I mean, enough said. It's because they have BB Tag. That's the Japanese developer.
When was the last time you played on it?
I think like a month ago, actually.
Oh, dang. That thing already got dusted.
I mean, I played it a lot, though. I already had like 60 hours on it.
Okay. Why did you remember?
Remember what?
Your topic.
Oh no! I completely had a brain fart on it. Oh, like I can't even think about it. Well, watch out! Like 3 days later, it's gonna come up again.
Right.
All right. Okay. So what's your favorite product for PC choice? Greatest.
Oh wait, what do you mean? What do you mean, like product
like
choice?
Razer, Republic.
Oh,
Logitech.
I mean, Razer's okay. I feel like their products are a bit overpriced for what I feel like they're very cocky in their position. But Corsair, I feel like it's a good like I'd have to say probably Corsair, but they're only like a lesser version of Razer in a sense. Like it's great quality products. Don't get me wrong; they have a lot of great stuff. But like I feel to an extent some things they don't make them like super expensive, but I feel like they can make them cheap. That's my thing, and they do go a bit cheap. I don't know. That's just my sense, but. I own a lot of Corsair stuff, so I'd have to say I'm probably Team Corsair.
Okay, I was just curious.
That's freaking dope.
Cause I have Magic Eagle. It was just cause it was cheap. It was like that $15 Amazon thing. I'm about to get a Razer soon. I want the one that has the buttons in the side, so I have more chances to switch things faster.
I'm actually surprised you're not going to go full ROG or Steel Series.
Right.
Steel Series? Oh no! You see, that's the one the headphones you're wearing was the only Steel Series item I ever owned, and that was just because the noise canceling was so good. My buddy told me about it. And then ROG, dude, it's just a little pricey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely is.
I could go on Amazon, but I do want to purchase it from like their actual site, and they don't sell anything on their actual site. You would have to go on.
Right, dude.
I'm
not gonna lie. There's like a slim window when it comes to their selling stuff. I think within like the next couple of weeks, you're gonna start seeing like sales in that because obviously there's gonna be a lot more gaming products coming out. So then they want to be able to sell their stuff. So like, 40% off of this, and this. Like, you end up seeing like a bunch of keyboards and mouse sales and like going crazy. And I'm pretty excited about that. I'm actually waiting for that. This year's Black Friday is gonna be real fun.
Oh man,
I forgot about that. I think it's gonna be an online thing more likely than
right. Cause no, people are still gonna go. Just knowing how dumb these people are, that they're still. But, for us of us who have a brain, we're just gonna do online. You know. So in that sense,
Like,
yeah.
oh, what's that? You guys contracted coronavirus from Black Friday? Oh, how interesting. I got that same
Right.
product on Cyber Monday, so
Right. Oh, yo, don't
You
even
know
get me
what?
started on that Cyber Monday, bro.
What you gonna get?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know? Okay, I think I'm gonna
But
get.
yeah, we
an
gotta
RG
see what's on
phone.
sale, man.
I might get-
I'm looking to get a new surround sound system and a 65-inch 4K TV.
Okay, that's a big move right there.
We'll see how
Wait,
it
is there-
goes. Maybe I might
is
buy
there-
another like. No, I probably won't.
Yeah, like, yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? I was gonna be like, oh snap, another. No. Hold on, let me
Another
guess.
prostitute. I'm just joking.
Oh hell no. Okay, we're canceled now. No. All the
What do you
female.
mean canceled, bro?
No, I was just kidding. Speaking of
The feminists
cancel,
are coming after us.
let
I love them all.
let anybody come after. You don't want to go beef with me. I'm the Twitter toxic, including
Man,
Grizz.
you over here talking about beef, man. I want some of that turkey, man.
Oh, Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving gonna be coming soon,
Okay,
man.
well,
Oh yeah, it's coming soon.
Let's let Halloween comes by, alright? Because I want to see these 12-foot skeletons that people are putting outside their house. That's what I want to see.
Well, I know what I want to do. I want to get like custom-made balls and put them outside and just like have it like emulate the coronavirus, so then kids will come over to the front door.
I mean, don't you think trick or treating's canceled too, or no?
But you know the amount of stupid. I mean,
Oh yeah, okay, that's fair. I mean,
we're still gonna go house to house and ring everyone's doorbell. It's like, oh, okay. Thank you, Karen. Thank you for bringing little Timmy.
Poor Timmy, man. He ain't gonna be going up pretty good.
Like, oh, what did you get? Oh, I gave him some Clorox wipes and
The only thing
like we're not even giving out cleaning products, man. No, they're gonna have to pay for that too, man. That actually shot up in price, so.
the only thing little Timmy ever knows what to do is dial 911. Like,
Dad look the other direction when mommy and daddy are in their ways. But man, I mean, there's a lot of real interesting stuff that's gonna be coming up later this year. Funny enough, this turned out to be a really good year for gamers, because it really did show, especially how we're capable of adapting, how we're capable of kind of just going with the flow and making sure everything's still safe and fine. I mean, we had a lot of online events, like we didn't have all these crazy events that we were supposed to have, but then at the same time, we still have a lot of great online tournaments that are still happening up to this very day. We ended up having a lot of showcases online where we're able to see a bunch of really cool games that are going to be coming out later this year, if not, then later on down the line next year. And obviously, you know, we got to see the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X. They're both coming out literally in like in a very short time. For the fact that they're coming out in November, man, that's still shocking to me. Honestly, thought they were going to hold it back till 2021 because of the situation. So I'm really grateful that they're still moving on with everything, and for the fact that everyone feels like, oh no, they're sold out, we're not going to get any. It's like, no, they're smarter in their marketing. You're going to be able to buy one day one regardless, even if you didn't pre-order one.
but it's like you're not gonna get it on day one, depending on where you got it.
I mean, yeah, depending on where you got it. Like, if you got it from Amazon, I think they said you might have to wait like a week or two or something like that.
Shoot. Did you get one?
I'd be like, what? I worked there. Like, what
Did-
the hell?
Did you get one?
Nah, I didn't get one.
No. Greatest. Did you get a pre-order on anything? Oh wait, no. You say you're not even gonna get the Xbox, but are you gonna get the PlayStation?
Oh, he's definitely gonna get a PS5.
CD already know, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine.
You still trying? Okay, so.
I mean, I'm just waiting, bro. Like, I don't mind because the whole
Oh.
pre-orders thing is just actually crazy, bro. Like, I'm good. I can wait. The only thing, like, literally, the main reason I'm on a PS5 is so I can play Monster Hunter without it dropping frames. That's the main reason. Like, the only PS5 exclusive that I care for is Guilty Gear. That's it.
Oh really? I didn't even know there was gonna be another one. I tried to play it, but I wasn't really into it.
Man, Arc Systems for life, man. Guilty Gear is amazing.
Well, I'm a Capcom fanboy, so.
Man, oh man, how did you feel about Marvel Infinite?
Oh, bro, dude, that's garbage. Don't talk to me about that iPhone looking game.
Here's the weird thing because yeah, from talking within the FGC, I actually spoke to a couple of people that did enjoy the game, and it kind of shocked me because I thought it was universally hated because it was so terrible compared to the obvious Marvel 2 and 3. So
Right, right.
to hear that you also say it's trash, like that pretty much goes along with the majority of people I've spoken to. The few outliers are like, no, the game's fine, man. I don't know why everyone's complaining. Like, I feel bad for them, man,
See.
'cause
Here's what. Look,
they're alone.
You can enjoy the game. Yeah, the gameplay I heard is fine, but I hate how they just ignore that. It looks ugly. I'm sorry, it just looks ugly. Like that's my biggest thing. And here's another thing. Like I won't get into a rant about it, right? But the whole point is like Marvel vs. Capcom is like Smash and BB Tag. What do they have in common? It's not that one is a platform climber and the other two are fighters. No, they are crossover games. Their goal is to get people like me who like Marvel and Capcom to play their game. We don't care about the gameplay. It has to look good. It has to be a service to the fans. And NBC, I failed in that department because guess what? Because guess what?
a casar.
Oh.
So
Okay.
guess what? They they were talking to me for a minute. But anyways, as I was saying, so here's what they did. It looks ugly. Marvel and Capcom look amazing. So Aris even made a great point for those who don't know as a commentator for a second. He was like, if a game looks terrible, you shouldn't have to sit there and stare at it. So that's one thing. I'm sorry. It does matter that how the game looks. Graphics do matter. You can't just sit here and tell me you want to sit here and look at Chun-Li's face and not ball your eyes out. But second,
Oh my god, man, it was so terrible.
here's what NBCI fails to the fans. First of all, they got rid of X-Men characters because Disney was being a little, just Disney, which is why I
Bunch
don't
of
like it.
hoes.
Second, they put the MCU characters, and Bio knows very well that any of the comic book fans, we hate the MCU. We despise it. They're not the same characters. They put not that's not my Hawkeye. They put some other Hawkeye. I don't know who that character is. So you know what I'm saying? Like for me, I played NBC because it had Wesker. I'm like, and then I liked the homage to the characters, and NBC has none of that. And that's what it is. It fails as a crossover game. As a fighting game, I guess it's fine. I can't judge. People say it's good, but as a crossover game, it's terrible. I know you couldn't pay me to play that.
Dang. Not even like 200 a week.
Maybe.
No.
Yeah, I was about to
Not
say
even with that.
money does. Yeah, dude, no, let me
See, here's the
give me
thing.
200 a week. I'll play that game. I'll lie. Like,
Dude,
my
like
God,
8
this game
weeks,
is so
but not
much fun.
weeks. Like, because I
I'd rather
bro.
flip burgers at McDonald's than play that game.
Right, exactly. I agree with that. But all right, yeah. Hopefully, I think I went a bit too long on that one, and that was the short version of it.
Nah, dude, it's all good.
No, man, that was perfect.
This
That
is-
was perfect.
This is all
Thank
it's
you.
about. We just talk, There's no time limit. There's no professionalness. I mean, we do have to make topics, but
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I remember you brought up something way earlier, and I realized, wait, what was the topic for something? Like, and I think I remember you said like, oh, we just kind of go whatever. Like, oh,
yeah,
okay,
we
this
do.
works.
So you got anything you want to talk about?
No, I think you got, like the whole Corona thing. I think it was perfect. You guys covered like everything I wanted. That's why I feel like a little emphasis. No. I brought up how I was in Japan, and I mainly feel like I got kind of screwed over, and I miss events like a lot. I really do. I'm even trying to get like underscore 87 and Moo. For those who don't know this, Vega and a Kami player. They're some of the best in Chicago, and they're like master ranks, like they're god tier. But they're really cool guys. I've been trying to get them to come over to my place. Just us. A really small little, nothing crazy. Since we can't have events, and CFN is just So that's the struggle, man. Like that's the main thing I've been trying to find. Like, what can I do? Because obviously you can't have events, and I think that's been the trick for everybody. Like, what can we do? Because like once you realize you can't do certain things, like we're inside all day, but sometimes we go outside for even like the minorest things, and then you realize, oh crap, I can't even do that.
So
Oh, actually, no. Here's what I do want to bring up. Sorry, Kyle.
no, go ahead.
What are your guys' thoughts about? I mean, I'm gonna just start off and say I think it's BS. I've seen a great video. I'll link it to you guys later. That these games should not be $70. Like, I think it's fair if it's like you get the PS4 version and the PS5 upgrade. I think that's fair. An extra $10 for a second copy, that's fair. But just to straight up pay $70 for your PS5 game, nah, bro, you got me tripping, bro. I'll wait a month for that sale. Get out of here with that. What's your guys' thoughts?
Oh man, I'll let you go first on this one, Val.
Alright, yeah, because I'm a short answer type of dude, but like, as a person that like, I understand, graphics is the more enhanced, so obviously you are gonna pay the extra buck, but this isn't the first time. If like the time when movie tickets went up, people complain about it, but then we're gonna get used to it. So we're complaining about it now, but it's just like hyping up a video game. It's hyped for like 2 weeks, and then it dies down. That's how we're gonna be. Even though it's just we're still talking about it to this day, is because we haven't actually started paying it for it yet. But we're gonna get used to it. Like it's just gonna be normal to us eventually. But the only thing I do feel bad about is for the countries that's already paying that price for the PS4 games, and that's just because how hard it is to import it. I guess that's what their excuse was. So now they had to pay like probably 100 because their games is already at 70, so it's probably gonna be like 90 or 100. So that's all I want to put in there as my statement for that question.
All right. Well, let me start off by saying this. When we ended up making the jump from PS2 and Xbox going into the 360 and PS3, that's when we ended up first seeing the prices jump up an extra $10. To say that was justified, that's still really questionable, especially in the beginning, because essentially the games were more or less the same until like a few years down the line when we started getting really good quality games. Now we're kind of in the same situation now, where okay, we're making a jump from Xbone and PS4 going into Series X and PS5, and they're immediately saying like, oh, by the way, these games are going to be $70. Okay, what are we actually paying for? Because if you really look at it, essentially both these consoles are like mid-tier level PCs. We can basically say, and for the fact that you see a lot of PC games, you know, they're between $50 and $60 depending on what kind of game you're actually getting. That right there should already show you that okay, the prices should be here, but why are they making us pay an extra $10? 2K comes out and tries to say like, oh, you know, we're actually making the experience a little better. Like that whole controversy with sports games is completely retarded to me right now, actually, to be honest. And that will actually be a really good thing I want to bring up for the fact that, and we actually brought this up, I think like the first episode we started talking about this, where sports games are essentially the same game with slightly different updates, and it's $60 a year.
You know,
and for the fact that now they're going to make everyone pay an extra $10 for the same exact experience they've been having since basically the generation of PS3 and 360. It's literally the same type of experience. All you're really getting is just slight graphics boost, and that's it. Like,
Okay,
really?
so-
Like, you...
Oh, my fault.
No, go ahead.
So for like you said 2K, right? We all know that 2K is a money hungry company, but to be honest,
Amen.
I noticed that sports players only play sports games. Like sure they play Call of Duty, but like those people that like some people buy a console just to play like NBA or FIFA. So they're mainly gonna stick in that game only, and they're gonna put all that money into it, especially if it has transactions.
Yep, they're idiots.
You also got to look at the basic consumer for that too, because I mean, a perfect example I can bring up is my older brother, who he's a real huge Madden fan. He is dedicated to Madden, and he even knows like he sees like okay, you know, they're gonna be, you know, making this tweak to some of the mechanics here and this and that. Like he looks really deep into it, and he kind of tries to see if it justifies it, whether or not. And a lot of times he says like, no, like there's no reason for me to even go out and buy it. And I listen to what he says, and it's like he is the average consumer for the game. But then I also look at other people like in groups that I used to hang out with all the time who only play sports games. They don't play Call of Duty. They don't play any story game. They don't care about anything else but sports games. They play their Maddens. They play their 2Ks. They play NHL. Only sports games. So.
Yeah.
When I bring up like, oh yeah, the game's gonna be extra $10, you know, they really don't really see it as like, oh man, it's gonna be $10. They immediately think that, oh, we're gonna automatically get a lot more stuff then. If it's in the, then they just think of it that way. They don't really look into like, no, you're not getting anything at all. You're just getting a slight graphics boost, and that's about it. But then, you know, the outcry comes out, but then they already went out and purchased the game. And then on top of that, you got to look at it this way as well, especially when it comes to sports games, where they're paying an extra amount of money just so they can have ultimate teams, just so they can have... Wait, what?
Wait, hold on.
Is there a tornado? It's a tornado.
Greatest, your mic is fuzzling.
Oh, sorry about that. Is it good now?
Yeah.
Keep going, though. Keep going. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Sorry.
But yeah, I mean, when you look at Madden and 2K, I mean, you got to remember you're also paying extra money because you're spending a lot of money on Ultimate Teams. And the microtransactions within those games already is pretty much eye gouging. Like, you you're broke. You're dead broke. If you're gonna go out and you're gonna buy a Madden game, you're guaranteed to spend at least $90 to $100 on the game, just because you want to be able to get the quote unquote full experience of the game, which you're really not. You're just getting a slightly updated version of the previous game that you had the year before. Now, when you go and look at a game like Call of Duty, which that will really depend on, okay, which developer is making the next game. Oh, of course, we had Infinity Ward. They ended up just making the Modern Warfare game. We're going into Treyarch making the Black Ops Cold War game now, and they're two completely different experiences. Even though like they're more or less like they have basically the same type of game. You put attachments on your gun, you play your team deathmatch, you play hardpoint, you play like all the game modes, like they're all there. But at the same time, the mechanics actually do feel different. And this is coming from a person who usually skips Call of Duties just because it's like, okay, do they do enough in this Call of Duty for me to go out and buy it? Nope, I'm not going to go out and buy it. This is the first time in a long time that I'm actually going to go out and buy back-to-back Call of Duty games, just because Black Ops Cold War is a lot different from Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare is more of a realistic modern shooter. It actually is basically Battlefield. Modern Warfare is Battlefield now, and it kind of hurts my feelings a little bit on the side note because I love Battlefield and they fucked up that franchise completely. But going back into Call of Duty, they did a really good job of making it feel like it's pretty realistic. On top of that, they do have really good success when it comes to Warzone, and I guess depending on who you're talking to, depending on how they enjoy the multiplayer, like I still thoroughly enjoy the multiplayer, even though I know competitors hate the hell out of online multiplayer. Like it's still a good game to me, so that's why I went out and I was justified in buying the game. Now Black Ops is coming out, and I was like, okay, I want to see the multiplayer. I really don't care about the story because I haven't cared about a Call of Duty story since like MW2, to be honest.
Oh damn.
And I was real interested on, okay, let's see, what the experience is for the multiplayer. And immediately, right off the bat, I was able to tell, like, okay, it's more of an arcadey game. It's more of a casual game, which is actually really nice. It's very appealing to a lot of people, and there's just certain things within the mechanics that you can see, especially if you played multiple Call of Duties. You're able to tell, like, oh, okay, they're implementing that's actually pretty dope because they didn't have that in the last game, or like the pick 10 mechanics that you have for like the guns and that. That's all pretty cool. But here's the crazy thing. I'm talking about all of this stuff and the intricacies of going from Modern Warfare to Black Ops and all that. But I still don't think an extra $10 is justified whatsoever, because you're essentially still having the same type of experience that you would have in the previous generations. I don't think we're going to even see any much of a difference until later on down the line. Like, I would say when God of War Ragnarok comes out, that's when we're going to start seeing, like, okay, now we can see, like, this is next generation. And that goes with pretty much every generation of console that comes out. The first couple years, the iterations of games that do come out, they're decent, but you can still say like, oh, I can compare this to like a game that's like on the previous console. But then I can't say like, oh, God of War 3, I can compare God of War 3 to the new God of War that came out on PS4. You can't do that whatsoever. I can't sit there and say like, oh, like Forza Motorsport. Perfect example. Forza Motorsport 2 came out on the 360. Everyone was comparing it to the first one on the original Xbox. Definitely a huge difference there. It actually felt more like a Gran Turismo game. They might as well would have just called it Gran Turismo, but it is what it is. But then you jump into their side series that they ended up making. You already know this, Vile. Like, I am in love with the Forza Horizon series. It is an amazing series. It is so damn fun. The past few games, ever since Forza Horizon 2 came out, I want to be honest with you, there really hasn't been too much of a leap to make me feel like, oh my god, this game's incredible. Just Forza Horizon 2's intro, to me, is the best thing to ever happen to Forza Horizon series in general. So going into the next generation, for the next Forza Horizon, I want to be able to see a good leap to the next experience, besides obviously the graphics and that. What are they going to do with the car mechanics? Are we going to actually have like the realistic sounds of the cars this time, and not some generic sounding like bullshit? Like, I don't want my Super to sound like a vacuum cleaner, all right? Like, I hate that. It's so freaking annoying. But that happened in Forza Horizon 4. Like, it just doesn't sound the same. And I hate it. I hate it, like, so damn much. Which by the way, shout out to the Beast Mode Racing. All you guys, I know you guys are messaging me over and over again that you need help in submissions. Like, bro, I haven't played Forza in like 5 months,
I played it
and you
today.
guys are growing strong. I'm probably gonna re-download it just because everyone keeps on
You
messaging me that they need help or like want to do more car shows. So I'm probably gonna end
you
up doing that.
have to get back on. They made the free roam so much better. Like I see
Oh
renting
man.
cars, and I thought it was like people just like just like doing car rides, just shelling and stuff. But no, these are like pre-bots that some of them might have your
Oh, the
friend's
drive
name.
tires.
Yes. I never played it. I didn't know when they added it, but that is pretty fun. I raced against your AI a lot because I'm like, if I can't beat the real player, then I could beat the CPU, and that's exactly what happened. So I gave myself a little
See,
joy. I'm like, yes.
but but at least you know you can't beat me for real though. Like I like that confirmation now.
Oh man, no,
This is perfect confirmation.
it's all
But
good. One day though.
yeah, man, it goes into that whole idea. Like you have to be able to justify the extra $10 we're going to be spending. Because as a consumer, I don't see really that much of a difference, and I know I won't see a difference until 2 to 3 years down the line. And it's very messed up. It's very disturbing. On top of that, because look at it this way: both consoles, we'll say both consoles are $500, right? No matter which direction you go into. If you end up getting a hard drive, an external drive, that's gonna be about $200 to $220, just because you want to be able to put a lot of your next generation games onto these new external drives. Because the ones that we have currently, for the ones that we have now, that shit ain't gonna fly. So that's already 500 plus 220, so that's 720 plus another $70, so that's 790. We're not even including tax here. Essentially, you need $800 to $900 in order for you to get a full-on experience for the next generation. And for the fact that they're willing to kind of just keep on digging more and more to see how much money we'll be able to dig out of everyone is pretty interesting. They've already been doing it. If you look back in this generation, the way how they had like, oh, the ultimate edition of this game, like generally every game's like $90 to $100 anyway. Forza Horizon is a perfect example. You already know how I am because I get the season pass. I get literally everything for the game. That's already immediately $100 right there, and I already know that's my full experience. That's what I'm gonna get. Bam, take my money. Here's my $100. But that's me spending $100 on a game that I know what type of experience I'm gonna have because that's the game, plus all the free DLC that's gonna be the DLC that I'm paying for early on that's gonna be coming on down the line, plus the season passes, and that already like that kind of makes me wonder like does that mean the next Forza Horizon that's going to come out is it going to be like an extra 120 now, like it's going to be 120 130 now, like how are they going to be doing that now?
Oh,
Like
that's a
the
good
ultimate editions
idea.
for all of these games, are they going to be adding more to them now where it's going to be, oh yeah, the standard edition of the game's gonna be $70, but if you want the ultimate edition with all the season passes and like the DLC and the special things that you'll be able to get, are you willing to spend $140 for it now? And it's like, of course, as the consumer, you hear this and you're like, you want to be able to justify it, but it's really difficult to.
Yeah, you see,
And
I would assume it would go
we'll
up,
see where it goes.
but I mean, we got Game Pass, so it's gonna.
Exactly. So it's null and void.
You see,
To be honest, I'm still buying Halo Infinite separately, regardless, even though I have Game Pass, and I'm still buying Forza Horizon separately, even though I have it on Game Pass. So
I know, right? People forgot that they
just
had
because I
that.
want to permanently have the game.
Yeah, you see, people forgot that they still could purchase the actual game, so they don't lose it or whatever. But
But that's the beauty about Game Pass, though. That's the reason why a lot of people are trying their best to sort of like poke Sony into doing it as well. Because for the fact that not only are a lot of our games going to be backwards compatible, like not just like the Xbox One games, we also have 360 games and original Xbox games we'll be able to play on the Series X that they are going to be enhancing, which I'm very shocked about when I heard that. But PlayStation has a lot of good properties, a lot of great IPs that they be able to have their own version of a Game Pass. So it's kind of shocking that they don't want to go into that direction. Maybe they want to wait it out a little longer to see if the other competitor, Nintendo, would do something like that as well. I mean, we'll see how that ends up going. I feel like a few years down the line, maybe Sony's gonna end up coming up with a great idea, and maybe it'll be $20 a month, and you'll be able to play all your PS4 and PS5 games. Maybe, who knows? Like, I'm not entirely sure because you got to remember too, a lot of their first party developers they do own. They are under the banner of Sony regardless, so they have the capability of doing it. Will they do it? I doubt it. Just because I'm not saying that they're not consumer friendly, but they have their ways with like, no, if you really want this game, like you have to buy the game. Like, don't we're not trying to give it to you to rent. Like, you're not trying to rent this for $15 a month. No, because that essentially that's what you're doing with all of these subscription services. You're renting stuff. I'm able to rent my entire catalog of Halo games, even though I own them all. I'm renting them for $15 a month. I'm gonna be renting Doom Eternal for $15 a month. A lot of these games that are on subscription, you gotta remember that essentially you're just renting the game. You don't actually own the game, because once that subscription runs out, you no longer can play the game. So,
oh yeah, true.
It is what it is.
Right.
What's up? Greatest, you back?
Yeah. No, I was listening the whole time.
Oh, okay. Well, I knew that.
Mi hermana me va a recoger. Mi hermana me va a recoger.
Man, there's a lot of great things we get to look forward to, like as gamers going down the line, and a lot of things we do have to kind of be wary about. We'll see how the industry goes later on down the line, because I feel like everything's essentially just going to move to the PC anyway, and you're eventually just going to be paying a subscription service to be able to play a lot of these games on your PC, and then on the side you'll most likely have like something like a Nintendo or something on the side, just to have on the side. Or even if you look at the xCloud that's going on for the Xbox, if you have Game Pass, you're able to stream your games onto your phone, so you'll be able to play games like Gears of War and Halo and whatnot on your phone. I did demo it out. I did try it out. It's actually pretty fun. I'm very shocked for how smooth it is. It's probably because this internet's fucking immaculate over here, but that's a whole other story on its own.
It could just be that Microsoft is more familiar with the software.
Yeah, that's very true as well. For the fact that now we're starting to get streaming services like that, like Microsoft has their own streaming service, Sony has their own streaming service. Like, these things are gonna make our gaming experiences better, and I'm just very curious how everything's gonna look like 8 years from now. Like, I'm wondering, like, when I'm almost 40 years old, how are all these games gonna end up being? How is my gaming experience going to be? Am I still gonna keep a lot of my older consoles like how I do now? Like, keeping the old PlayStation, keeping the old GameCube, keeping the old Xbox. Like, is it gonna be the same way still, or I just want to kind of remember the good old days and just like turn them back on so I can have my good times with them? Or is it going to be another way around? Like, am I going to be just 100% virtual into like, oh, I'm going to put on this headset and my whole room's going to change, and then I'm just going to be like
so
an avatar? Like, it's
okay. So
yeah.
like, I think VR is definitely going to grow faster, and I think it will be either Crest or PlayStation to do so. But I think what's happening is I think they probably were trying to figure a way how to make it less, well, not less, but like make sure that everybody could play it, especially if they have motion sickness.
Yeah, see, this is why I'm so glad they pushed towards 120 FPS on base systems. So I would like for 240 at least for VR.
Definitely.
And then
you know what? Speaking of VR, I kind of go ahead, Vile. Go ahead.
So just a quick touch-up, because when you said that you want to see how PlayStation brings up like a subscription like Game Pass, don't you think the PlayStation Plus collection is almost like that? Because it's like 45 games that is coming over.
Yeah, no, it's really ripping.
It's a small foot forward. Yeah, it's a small foot forward.
I think they're gonna see how many people would actually like. I don't think it was additional cost either. I think you still pay that $60, so they're probably gonna see how many people would download those games, and then they probably would see if they really want to do that type of style.
Here's the thing I kind of feel odd about, because the majority of the people that honestly do have a PlayStation, they do go out and actually buy the games that they do release just because they're so damn fire. So I kind of feel like it's redundant to do that because they already own the games.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true.
Like Sony, why are you doing this, man? I already own your
Yeah,
product.
Sony's. I mean, bro, just look at their PlayStation Now and their Plus. Like, bro, some of these games are mega redundant. You know, like mega.
Yo, but
You're
what I
telling me,
wanted to bring up when we're talking about VR though, like imagine
Mm.
fighting games in VR, bro.
That's gimmicky as hell, bro.
It
That
is, but like
cool.
that'd be wild though. Like, imagine it'll be like a whole like Matrix situation where like we'll be down the line like 2057. Where you're able to sit down in a chair and then just plug yourself in and you download Kung Fu and then you wake up and be like, I know Kung Fu.
Okay, see, look, see. If that happens, I'm waiting for that. Cause here's the thing. Let's be real. Most of the people aren't athletically fit. So I mean, you look pretty fit yourself. Me and you, we're gonna dominate. Like Daigo ain't got shit on us. Like that dude. He's
Yo, I'm
6'2"
going
an
straight
hour.
for Sonic Fox, man. That little scrawny kid.
Right? No. Justin Wong. He's chubby. He's the main person that would lose, bro. He could probably walk two blocks. Where's your
man.
FADC now, bro?
Will it be in first person?
Like, man.
Yeah, but obviously, if we were doing it like that, then you know it's like you got your hands up.
I tried first person in I think it was Street Fighter, and it was just not Street Fighter, Tekken, and it was just that mode. It was just a bigger screen. That's all it was.
Oh right, yeah, no. He's talking about like he's talking about in the future, bro.
Oh.
Like if we're talking like that's why I said like see like no, we're not gonna get no VR fighting game. It's just not because all you're gonna do is like oh cool. Funny we talking about VR. I'm trying to look for a VR headset, especially the version 2 because I have an M cable. And an M cable gives anti-aliasing to everything, including PS4 Pro. So yeah, that's why I want it on my headset. So if anyone knows where I can get one, please let me know. Like, it has to be second version because the only one available is a 300 model. But it's because I want to play Resident Evil 7 in VR because I heard that's a great experience, and I might as well since I hate Resident Evil 7 anyways. So I was like, fuck it, let me play it in VR at least, you know. And it's technically a horror game. But yeah.
Yeah, it's for me. It's a regular weekend over at a relative's house that you barely see. That's what that game is to me. So, oh
See,
man, but I get.
No, you go.
No. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like, and that's the funny thing too. Like, I have a bunch of VR games. Like, you know, PS Now and Plus don't do much for me because somehow I'll sit here like, oh, that's a game I owned like two years ago. Like, oh, and I have like 100 more I need to beat. And I have games. Oh wait, this has VR. Wait, Nico has VR. Why do I have dancing games that support VR? I'm confused. I didn't even know this. You know, that's just all I'm getting at. So VR for me makes sense. Like, I own at least 90% of the catalog for VR without knowing it.
Now I'm just imagining how wild it'll be like during that time, 2057, you're able to sit down in the chair and like, which character am I gonna choose? Am I gonna choose King? Am I gonna be like the Grapple King right now and just go all out? Or am I gonna be like crazy as hell and I'm gonna choose Eddie? I'm just gonna be breakdancing on everyone's ass. Like there are a lot of interesting things you could do with that.
Right. Dude, if you were actually, and then at that point I'd have mad respect because like, bro, capoeira is a hard fighting style to get the hang of, bro. Like that. You know, that's when it's not, you're not just matching X and circle, bro. You legit.
Watch somebody still find a way to like, yeah, it's just basically matching. Oh man. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I could think of.
Yeah, Ready Player One, right? But yeah, you guys, I just finished. That's why you see the whole empty, clean place behind me.
Oh, nice.
I'm waiting for my ride. Oh, my neck hurt. Hey,
Oh, you working at a restaurant, bro? That is so dope.
Yeah. Definitely come swing by sometime, you guys.
I mean, I would love to.
Right.
I'm a huge fan of food.
But the main thing for sure, I have like you were absolutely about the PS5 thing. Like you hit the point I was talking about. Consumer.
And that's what it is, pushing all the way.
Alright.
Consumerness. Because that's what all the other podcasters are saying it too. Oh, it looks like
I gotta put some bags. Give me a minute.
Oh, okay.
Man, the weird thing about it though, when everyone was trying to predict like, oh, what the prices were gonna be, I knew it was gonna be one of two things. Either it's gonna be really expensive and the accessories are gonna be really cheap, or the consoles are gonna be really cheap and then the accessories are gonna be really expensive. So going into that, obviously, you know, bringing up the whole external drive situation, where you need to have the correct optimized external drive in order for you to put your next generation games on.
So
that's the reason why they're gonna cost like $100. Controllers.
Controllers
Xbox
are
already said they're
70.
keeping it the same price. I think Sony. I think they might be bumping theirs up. I
They
don't know
already
yet.
did. Yeah, they did. They bumped it up
Yeah.
to 70. I didn't know Xbox
Then,
kept
yeah,
the
there we
price
go.
though, so I guess the controller's not much of a difference then. Cause
No, there really isn't. The only difference, because obviously, like, here's my Xbox controller. The only difference is there's a button here that's more for a share button, rather than you hitting the X button. And after you hit the X button, you end up either hitting like the Y button to like save the screenshot, or the X button to save the last 30 seconds that you ended up doing.
oh,
So
okay. So it's
we're
more like
getting
a
that third button
streamer.
right here in the middle. Yeah. They're basically, like, in a way, they're copying the PlayStation controller, and they're putting their share button right there so that you'll be able to just press it from right there. I think it's like double tap if you want to like save a screenshot, and then just like hold it down if you want to
could
save
change
however
it.
long. Yeah.
And I think a lot of people was requesting that too, though.
I know I have. I mean, in all honesty, because they do have like their upload system and everything on here, and I enjoy using it. Every once in a blue moon, I actually like to go ahead and like kind of mingle with like, oh, like I want to make like a mini montage. Like I can go ahead and do it directly on the Xbox. If they make it more editor friendly, and I'm able to like, edit everything off my Xbox, and then I'll be able to just throw it on. Because right now, I really don't have a PC to really do that yet. But since that's the case, if I'm able to easily do it onto my Xbox, it can make it a lot easier for a lot of other people as well. Especially when it comes to streaming, you're gonna want to see a lot of people try to use their streaming services. Well, they don't have Mixer anymore. Rest in peace, Mixer. Rest in peace, my 127 followers.
Oh man.
Oh
Mixer
man,
was
no,
good,
no.
though. No, it's not. It's not good.
Some of
No,
them actually started migrating to
Mar.
Twitch now. Like, I'm actually
It is
surprised about
not
that.
good. Mixer was good, and it should have lived.
Mixer was
That
amazing.
was that was
Yeah,
a
it should.
that was a mistake. Dead move.
Yep. I know. Trust me, I know, man.
But
Like, I had a decent following. I had a good amount of people watching my stuff, and like, I was rolling with it, and then suddenly it's like, oh yeah, guess what? We're done. It's like, oh, okay. Well, I'm just gonna sit here and cry and wonder what could have been.
I think.
I mean, I guess that's what happens when you try to give $50 million to somebody like Ninja. But it is what it is.
Man, that was weak. It's all Ninja's fault. Cancel Ninja, people. Cancel Ninja.
No, don't cancel Ninja, because he does come from the Halo community, so I give him that much respect. But I am mad at him.
Nah, I don't care, man. Cancel Ninja, and then sent his wife my number so we could go on a date.
Wow, this dude can't even cuff a girl, so he's trying to go for others. Oh damn.
Hey man, he's going for the
typical-
rebound.
Yeah, she could be my manager anytime. I got some emails that hasn't been answered. Greatest, you want to be our server? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I don't know, Vile. You sounding kind of sus right now.
Wait. So before you were talking about Mixer, what was it? I had something and then I lost it. What was it that we were talking about before you brought up Mixer?
Well, we were talking about the between like the consoles being like the certain price, and then like the accessories and the games being expensive. That's what we were talking
Oh,
about.
okay, all right. Making sure. Well, I guess I lost it. Oh well.
But yeah, I mean, really, when it comes down to it, in general, as a consumer, we're gonna end up seeing like where everything's gonna really go, and I'm pretty excited because we already see both Sony and Microsoft. They're pulling off these really big moves. Sony, they're really going for like that cinematic experience when it comes to single player games, but at the same time keeping that really good service that they have for the people who enjoy the multiplayer games. And then Xbox, because they've essentially just been dormant this entire generation cycle, I already know they're going to be coming out the gates with some crazy heat that a lot of people are going to be really happy about. Now, the thing that's really interesting, because it goes into that situation where there's going to be a lot more Western RPGs than JRPGs, but I do feel like as time goes on, we will see more and more JRPGs or Japanese games actually jumping onto to the Xbox as well. Because you got to remember, if it's going to be hitting the Xbox, it's most likely going to be hitting the PC as well. And there are a lot of great games on the PC that people are able to get access to. So adding Microsoft into that fray as well, that's going to make things really interesting. This console generation is going to be good on both sides, where PlayStation is going to have a lot of great products, and Microsoft's going to have a lot of really great products. And you really can't go wrong because it's like I said, when it comes down to it, everything's gonna go full circle and everything's gonna go to PC anyway. So.
Right.
Literally everyone. There's no other way to say it. I mean, those people who still go into wars, let them be foolish.
Hey, for real, man. I mean, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. They're giving money to somebody, and that's all that matters, bro. And they don't even realize that. Like, your wallet speaks louder. Like, as Vile, bro. Like, when you were talking about the Call of Duty, I agree with you, dude. I only bought Modern Warfare because I was like, oh, like, yeah, that's what it was. I'm 100, bro. I don't like the new Battlefields. They're trash. But Modern Warfare, I was like, it's okay. I liked it. But that's the only American or Western game I bought in years. I just go full Nihongo, bro. I don't buy shit from the West. Because, like, my money talks, bro. I don't want to get rubbed off. I literally bought Fist of the North Star, $20. Bro, I love it. For $20, it feels better than what I paid $60 for. Like, I love that game. Japan for life.
Man, it's going to be real. I really want to see if Microsoft does make some moves to try to get some Japanese studios under their belt. Because one game that they canceled that I really was disappointed about was Scalebound, and I do believe that was being made by Platinum Games. And oh my god, man, just it still hurts me. It hurts me deep down inside. Microsoft, you owe me one, okay? I've sold you so many fucking consoles throughout my years, and then you take Scalebound away from me. You hurt my feelings, all right?
Yeah, that game looked
like
tight,
thank you
bro.
for
That was a
everything
shitty
else.
game.
That game was gonna be so damn insane, man. But I mean, I guess they ended up having problems and everything. I'm praying down the line we'll probably see it for a next generation game. Maybe that's the reason why they've been so quiet about it. But even going back to a lot of the Microsoft games that used to be Japanese oriented games, like you have Lost Planet, which is another great series that was incredible. Dead Rising kind of just died out, and I'm kind of wishing it did because Dead Rising was absolutely amazing, especially Dead Rising 2. Like they're really good IPs that are still under the banner of Microsoft, and I hope they do bring them back. We'll see how it goes. Till then, I'm hella hyped for a lot of these Obsidian games that are going to be coming out. By the way, I still have to re-download Grounded because I have to see if this bird literally attacks everybody. This big ass bird.
Isn't this the third time Xbox trying to get like fame in Japan?
Yeah, no, but I think they're doing better. Because you heard that apparently their Xbox One, their whatever it's called, it actually sold out in Japan. But I think it's scalpers. I don't think it's Japanese consumers. I think to a degree, yes, but I think it's mainly scalpers. That's my theory.
It's definitely scalpers because I mean, in all honesty, when you look at it, the Japanese consumer, what are they really looking for when they're trying to buy a Microsoft console?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
They're not as big as we are over here about Halo. Like,
hey, I'm with them.
They're not looking at Halo. They're not looking at Gears. They're not looking at.
Call
they're not looking at a lot of games that we have.
No.
Oddly enough, Call of Duty is a very popular mobile game over there, though.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it is.
That, again, the generalization of what you're saying is correct.
All right. So, is there anything? Are you guys ready to wrap this up?
Yeah. It's around 10:05.
So, before we leave, Greatest Gamer, I want to know. I already asked you this question earlier, but like, okay, so what's the upcoming thing you're gonna post up on like Twitch or YouTube?
Okay, so for YouTube, I'm gonna upload more BB Tag Chibi stuff. So anyone who's a filthy degenerate like me, we got you. I'm gonna upload some stuff about talking about my tournament experience. Probably some Street Fighter stuff, and then next month I will start streaming for horror games, and I will try to upload those as soon as possible, compilations. So look forward to that.
Okay, thank you. Everybody, thank you for watching. This is the, I think, 4th? No, we skipped. No, this is 4th.
Yeah, we skipped last week. Didn't we skip last week? This is 3rd or 4th. You sure?
This is, I don't know. It doesn't matter.
What'd you say it's 4th?
What matters
is
that y'all watching. I hope y'all stood all the way to the end. I hope you guys enjoyed the secret ending on the last podcast with Mari and his accent.
I'm just talking about.
And I just got home too.
Oh yeah.
Oh damn.
Just got home. That's dope. That's hella dope. But greatest gamer, I do hope for the next big event, whenever it's gonna be, I'll be able to see you and the boys from Low Kick. Go ahead and
Yeah,
kick it, hang out, have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, drink safely. We will drink safely.
Right,
Psych.
right, right.
except for me, because I do that on every weekend.
Hey,
You know,
Doug.
so.
Hey, but I mean, hey, bro, if you're not doing anything right now, dude, feel free to hop on voice chat. I'm about to stream.
Yeah,
Sweetness, man. You want to plug in your stream right now, man? You want to let everyone know where to find you?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's greatest gamer 00 for everything: Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. I post a lot on Twitter, so.
And it's gonna be down in the description as always, in case you guys need to see. Oh snap! That 3D.
Ooh, looking pretty.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Getting a whole set of view. Look at that.
Hey, funny thing, this controller was so dirty. I got it for $30 at a pawn shop. There was like grease and orange, and things were like, bruh.
Yeah. That's a golden one too, man. How can you mistreat the gold one?
Right?
Awesome.
Whatever. 30.
Some people just don't deserve good things, man. It just happens.
Alright. But yeah, I'm good on my end. Thanks you guys for everything. Appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for joining us, man.
Hell yeah, that was fun.
Man.
I mean, my apologies though for the audio stuff. Like, I didn't see the timestamp. I was like, oh crap, I work over my time. It's like, oh wait, I don't need to be at home. I can still voice chat. This is good, and I have a pretty good headset, so this works. Hey, this headset's expensive. It's like 120.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's 7.1 surround sound. Oh yeah, I'm gonna stop so you guys can actually end it.
Alright, Mar.
I'll go ahead and put in my plugs. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you already know.
You're the host.
Okay, fine. Then I will end it the way how I would end it. So, thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen, for actually watching this entire show with us. If you hung out this long, you already know. Links in the description down below to find bio.
Did he really froze? Were he about to say bio?
Yes. I'm gonna join in on you guys real quick. Give me a minute.
Okay. He said, "Hey, Mar, are you there? Leave and come back if you hear me, or something." We almost ended the show, and he said, "Vile." As everybody, hold on. This. Oh, that's the wrong color. Hold on. Oh, that's why I have it upside down. There we go. I have the
back
green. No, he's not back. He is still. I might have to message him.
Yeah. God damn it. I would have been done with work sooner if it wasn't for people taking forever.
Oh yeah, hey, I don't really edit anything out. Like I keep everything through, so yeah, but it's all good with your audio because I do put the compression in. As you guys already know, I always do this during the recordings. You know, I always let the Snapchat people know what's happening because they deserve to know what's happening. You know, because people are so they so curious on what other people are doing in life. You know, that's why Snapchat existed.
That's true.
I'm here with Greatest Gamer. He agreed. And yeah, you don't use Snapchat, do you?
Nah, more a Twitter guy.
He's a Twitter user because that's where it goes. That's that's where I could get canceled at because I'm toxic in Twitter. I can't help it.
Yeah, but I think we're good. I mean, you already ended it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'll end it. I'll just edit one of his outros. I want to let him know I'll edit one of your old.
I mean, I'm still gonna be in voice chat, so it's no biggie.
Outro. Oh no, he's back. All right.
Sweet.
Yeah, it just freaking canceled me out like crazy. It's weird too, because as soon as it happened, cops and everything ended up pulling up in front of the house, so I kind of got a little worried.
Oh.
So, don't worry, No, I'll just say neighbors being a little sus. That's all that's going on.
Right,
So-
exactly. But still, that trips you out. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the?
He was like, cause you were like, this is vile, and then I'm like, oh snap! Like, I guess you can't say
Yeah.
my name. Oh no.
And there we
Okay.
go. There
Oh,
we go. I am back. I've returned. All right. So should I go back to do the outro again?
I was gonna text it to you too. I'm like, I was gonna edit out one of the other ones and bring it in, but now you can do
Nah,
it
that
now.
sounds good, man. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, as I was saying before, you'll be able to find everyone's links down in the description down below as long as Wildcash puts it down there. Of course, thank you very much, Greatest Gamer, for hanging out with us. Hopefully, we'll be able to hang out in the future, very, very near future, because
Right.
this whole year has been kind of wild, and I think we all need to kind of have a little bit of R&R from this craziness. Oh man! But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, all of you guys, all the gamers out there, all the non-gamers, everyone who has been watching this show, thank you guys so much. Thanks for Vile Cash for being my other half in this whole thing. And of course, you know, as time goes on, we'll end up getting more and more people onto the show so we can have a broader conversation about everything that goes on, especially within the gaming world, because all of you guys deserve to know everything that is happening. So with that being said, I am, or you know what? I'll let everyone else say who they are first, and then I'll close it out.
I'll
So,
start. Who's Greatest Gamer 00 here? With
Val Cash,
Wow.
Val Cash Gaming, gaming detective.
and of course, as everyone knows, I am Marlon Morgan, aka Marlon7, the self-proclaimed Beast King of Chicago.
And almost
So if you guys
fired.
don't know what to live for your legacy, live for your heart, and live for your greatness. Till next time.
I almost fired this guy.
Pot loading shots, got a lot from the block. Put in work, then I shop. If you try me for this knot, boy, you gon' meet the Glock. Full Nick, riding round, probably one in the top. In my hood, what it is, boy, pull over, stop. If you fuck around, up shots and probably won't stop. This the life I live, pay the price you probably would not. See, my mind always on motivation, I could be a trainer. Teach you how to work it and always see all the angles. See, this business, it done been all in my blood, boy, it's good. On my 9 to 5, serve a nigga quick, then count up. See you running.